Okay, so I want to use the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, what's underneath the square root of the quadratic formula, to determine what type of solutions I'm going to have. Most of the time these are multiple choice type questions off the Regents exam. But if the discriminant is positive, that means it would be greater than 0. It would give you two real unequal solutions. So that means you'd have x equals 4 and x equals negative 2. For example, if the discriminant is equal to 0, that means you'd have one real solution, which really is two real solutions, but it's the same value. You'd get x equals 2 and x equals 2. So really you just have one real solution. If the discriminant is negative, then you're going to get imaginary solutions, meaning you'd have an I in your solution somewhere. And the only time you get rational solutions is when the discriminant is perfect squares. Every other time the discriminant or your solutions are going to be irrational. The only time it will be rational is when it's a perfect square. So, if I want to figure out the answer to the first question, what's the solution, or what are the solutions of 3x squared minus 5x equals 7? So first I want to set it equal to 0. Every quadratic you always want to set it equal to 0. So 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 is going to equal 0. So here my a is going to be 3, b is negative 5, and c is negative 7. So if I plug that into my discriminant, this thing up here, I'd have negative 5 squared. And then whenever you have a negative and you're plugging it in somewhere, you need to make sure you put it in parentheses, because if you don't, you're going to get the wrong answer. 4 times a is 3, and c is negative 7. So negative 5 squared would be 25, minus 4 times 3, negative 4 times 3 times negative 7 is 84, positive 84. So 25 plus 84 gives me 109. 109 is positive, so I know I'd have two real, unequal solutions. And they'd also be irrational. Because 109 is not a perfect square. So now if I wanted to use the discriminant to determine all values of k, and I have this equation and I know it has equal roots, that tells me that I have to have the discriminant equal to 0. So here I have a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative k, and c is equal to 3. So I'm going to plug that into my discriminant, and I know it has to be equal to 0. So b squared would be negative k squared. Since it's negative, I'm putting in parentheses. 4 times 3 times 3. So k squared is going to be, or negative k squared is going to be k squared. Minus 4 times 3 times 3 would be minus 36. If I solve for k, I could add 36 to both sides. So k squared equals 36. To get rid of the square, you square root it. But whenever you square root, you need a plus or minus in front. So k will equal plus or minus square root of 36 would be 6. So k could equal 6, and k could also equal negative 6. So we end up with two solutions there.